Me, of course, hosted by Brent Foxx. Um, of course, today I came on here live. Hopefully, the audio's good. I came on here to, of course, go over the 24-19 loss that we endured to the Cleveland Browns last night. There may be a little bit of ranting going on, but I think it's well deserved by us. Um, okay, where do I start? No. Okay. So of course, the line of scrimmage is where we should probably start. We did not do well at the line of scrimmage all game. At least that was consistent. Unfortunately, we let the defensive player of the year, Miles Garrett, get 3 sacks in the first half alone, which is terrible. Um, as far as game planning and scheming to just try to at least slow him down, that was highly ineffective. And to throw a little bit more salt on the wound, there was a conversation with a reporter that Garrett had stating that TJ Watt owed him some sort of apology for being resentful for him winning Defensive Player of the Year, controversially, because TJ Watt beat him in nearly every category. I think the only category they tied was forced fumbles. But that is when the conversation of pass rush win rate came up. And somehow that was supposed to put him over the top to become Defensive Player of the Year, which is complete BS. Um, but it is what it is. The guy got the award. Um, and that's pretty much it. So with us being unable to control the line of scrimmage, we faced a lot of adversity early on. We were very ineffective on short yardage situations at the beginning of the game. I think at one point we went for fourth downs early, and we did not convert either one of them. The defense, however, did step up. They played they played well the majority of the game. Unfortunately, when it was time to pretty much close things out, the defense was unable to do so. Um, and of course, Nick Chubb had been a factor with that. Um, hello, hi, okay. Um, but yeah, that we were just ineffective being able to get a good surge or push running the ball. We were, of course, very ineffective with creating a safe pocket for Russell Wilson. Now there are some situations. What is your day, bro? Oh, how was your day? Day's all right. Thank you for asking, Hasey, I think. Um, and Judy Lamis, hello. Uh, hi, Gabriella. English or Spanish? Oh, okay. You all are having a conversation. All right. Well, if you're here to maybe discuss the Cleveland Browns Pittsburgh Steelers game, I'd be more than happy to do that. Um, Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys showing up. Either way, thank you. Make sure you all hit the like button. Um, if you stay or if you decide that this is not for you. But what I was getting at was, unfortunately, since we're unable to both create an upward surge blocking um, as far as a run game and ineffective creating a safe pocket for our quarterbacks in the passing game, um, we just weren't able to sustain drives, and it eventually led to a turnover by Russell Wilson, who fumbled early in the game. Now, we did show some resilience coming back, and then, of course, going up 19 to 18, which was commendable. But unfortunately, it was kind of a situation where we put up a valiant effort, but we just could not finish the job for whatever reason. And now that I think about it, I think that's probably the microcosm of this game. Um, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Judy. I appreciate your help on suggesting them to like and to subscribe. Um, okay. Well, just kind of getting back to the subject here. As far as working Justin Fields in, for for the most part, it was semi-effective. Um, the other portions of it situationally, I didn't like the play call early on with the attempted, I think it was a fourth down conversion, to where they had him do a quarterback draw. Now on the left side, it did seem like there was some sort of upward surge or hole he could actually hit towards the left. He chose to go right. Of course, there was a cascade of Cleveland Browns that did not work out. I think people are probably better situated now that Justin Fields comes in, that they're probably gonna key in on any type of runs that he actually does. So I think maybe what we would call an RPO, which is a run pass option, um, would be would probably be suggested here. Run pass option just basically means that you could either hand the ball off to a running back or pull it out very quickly, uh, and then pass it to a receiver that's running a short route. Usually it's going to be a slant route or possibly like a what we call a bubble route, which just kind of goes like this. I'm sorry, that goes like that. And then they're able to actually gain much needed yardage that way. So I'm sure that with the amount of preparation time that we'll have against Cincinnati, we can probably implement some of those things. I think because of a short week, we weren't able to come up with like a scripted game plan that would be a lot more effective. I think that we just had to go with what we had, and still having said that, I don't think we utilized that as well. Well, not think we did not utilize that as well as we should have, and it, of course, ultimately cost us a game. Um, hey, Acondo, what's happening, man? And again, thank you, Judy. I appreciate your help. Um, but yeah, I think that if we were afforded a little bit more time to kind of strategize and game plan, because Sunday to Thursday, you really only have probably a day and a half, maybe two, um, to try to get things set up before the game hits on Thursday. The reason I'm saying that is because you got to think Monday is usually like a rehabilitation day for the guys if they play on Sunday. So what that basically means is they'll go in to the building. They'll get the training staff to try to help them with any type of small injuries like bruises or anything like that, um, or sprains. Try to get those massaged out, get treatment for it, and then usually Tuesdays are days off. I don't know if they still are. This is kind of like old school NFL information that I got, but usually Tuesdays are off. Of course, with the Thursday game, that's not an option anymore. Tuesday is probably when you kind of um, you kind of look at what plays you could actually use on Thursday. There may be a walkthrough that particular day, Wednesday is kind of like reinforcing what that game strategy and plan is. I also think possibly on Tuesdays they may watch film on the Thursday opponent. I think that Wednesday they may also watch more film on the upcoming opponent. Wait. I'm sorry. Wednesday was a travel day for the Steelers. I know that. So they probably did a travel day. They may have done film and walkthrough if there was time for that. And then Thursday is the game. So basically, at the most, you're going to have like 2 days of prep, and you're not going to be able to realistically have like a full package of stuff ready to go for this particular team. It does hurt that it was a divisional game. So now we're 1-1 in the division. Hopefully, we'll be 2-1 by the time we play Cincinnati and defeat them. We do have to go to Cincinnati, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to try to win there. I think that it is probably going to be a lot tougher because Cincinnati is pretty much going to be a track meet. We have to be able to score points. Now, the good news is Cincinnati's defense isn't all that great, and we're able to. Yes, it is about football. Yes, Oz the Fury. Yes, it's about football. Um, but yeah, I think that if we're able to kind of keep up with Cincinnati as far as scoring, we got a good chance to win that game because the defense is not all that great. Now, what I would probably think that we would do is we're probably going to be run heavy the Cincinnati game for a few reasons. The main reason being if we're able to run the ball, that eats up clock. If we eat up clock, we give Joe Burrow less time to come out and do his thing because he's eventually going to do it. Like realistically, he's not going to be able to be held back for 4 quarters. He's gonna hit some targets as far as my man Chase, and then of course oh my goodness, I just drew a blank on my man's name, Higgins. So he's going to hit Chase and then he's going to hit Higgins as well. So those guys are probably going to hurt us. But I think if we're able to effectively run the ball and kind of stay who we are, it makes them less effective. And it could also force Joe Burrow to make some bad decisions because he's in a hurry to try to score. Um, Thank you very much, Judy. I appreciate your help. Um, But yeah, I think that if we're effective running the ball on Cincinnati, I think that we got a good chance to win. I think that our defense is strong enough to at least slow them down. If we're at least strong enough to slow them down, then again, of course, we got a good chance of winning. They do have the NFL sack leader on their team, but I think if we're able to effectively run a ball, that can help neutralize that because we're not dropping back so much to try and pass. Um, I'm gonna go back to this particular loss to Cleveland to try to point some things out that we could probably do better, and then of course, implement those things on Cincinnati. First and foremost, I think that we probably should take at least this weekend to try to recuperate from those two games within within a 4 day period. You have to be able to recover. I think that we should probably, um, if it were me, and I'm not qualified to speak on what Coach Tomlin actually should or should not do, or anyone in the NFL for that matter. I'm just speaking as a fan. Okay, that is my disclaimer. I think that we should allow rest today, tomorrow. I think Sunday we should at least have the guys come in, review film from Thursday's game. If we're able to come in, because we generally work on Sunday anyway, have the guys come in, look at film, kind of dissect what went wrong with the plays that were ineffective. Now, of course, the snow and the swirling winds had a lot to do with what went wrong with at least some of the passing aspects of the game. But as far as us being able to run, that is whether that we should be able to control the line of scrimmage with. And for whatever reason, we didn't do that. So we have to take a good hard look at why. Um, I also think that we need to try to implement the short passing game, which includes like crossing routes and screens. Now, I understand that we do have downfield personnel, and what that means is guys that just run down the field, you throw the ball up high, they catch it. But at some point, we are going to have to utilize a short passing game, which would allow Russell Wilson or Justin Fields to kind of build a rhythm and get the ball out of their hands very quickly. And then once you build that particular rhythm where they're getting the ball out of their hand very quickly, then you can eventually, then you'll probably be a lot more effective throwing the ball, throwing the ball deep, because eventually what's going to have to happen is the defense is going to have to adjust. They're going to have to bring their guys up, and then once they bring their guys up, yeah, you can hit them over the top. Um, Also, I do have a gripe with a certain play call. It was some play call that we were running with Cordero Patterson, I guess split out wide. He would go into what's called an orbit motion. An orbit motion is basically where uh, a guy will line up at like a slot wide receiver position, and they'll just kind of orbit down and then up. Um, and then, of course, the ball is snapped. They either run a route or they go out and block. Um, if we're not utilizing like the motion man or even give a threat like we're getting ready to utilize them, like at least fake a handoff or something like that, I don't see what the point of the motion actually is, unless it's to kind of determine what coverage is going on, but it's a run play, so that shouldn't matter. Never mind. Um, I just don't, yeah, I just don't love that play. I think that, I think that if we're gonna do that, we should actually just utilize either the short passing game to where we hit the guy that's in motion and then try to see what he could do going up the field, or um, excuse me, at least try to set up maybe a screen to the running back, just kind of based off of that play, and then let them make a upfield play. Um, yeah, I kind of like the concept, but I just don't. Maybe it's just the execution of it. I'm not sure. And speaking of execution, please stop running on first down. Like, my goodness. Um, there were points and times where I would I would have to because I would live a real life. There are things that I had to do in between watching the game, so I'm back and forth. Um, I could tell by the formation which down it actually was. Like if we have somewhat of a heavy personnel group, which is like with multiple tight ends, two tight ends, three tight ends, we're either getting ready to run the ball or we're doing some sort of play fake. And play fake just basically means you're faking handing the ball off and then you're throwing it. Or you're doing some play fake to change things up, but you're primarily running on first down. Everybody's going up to the line of scrimmage because they know that you're running on first down, and yet you still run on first down. Um, Even with Russell Wilson in, um, I that he has to have some sort of autonomy to audible out of that particular play and at least run maybe a quick slant with a receiver or possibly like a tight end drag route or something to kind of break up the monotony, if you will. And that just means doing the same thing over and over again. Break up that monotony and try something different. Like if everybody in the stadium and the defense, more importantly, knows what you're getting ready to do, change that up, please. Uh, I know that I know that the coaching staff practices with these guys every day, so they know what their capabilities are better than we do as fans. But at the same time, I think that we have to utilize these guys a lot better than what we're doing, at least on offense. And that's primarily what I'm going to talk about, offense. Um, I also think that if we were to keep utilizing Najee Harris a little bit better in the passing game, I think that that would actually help as well. Now, he has had his fair share of drops, but I think that they're focus based. I think that as long as we coach him up to indicate that, hey, secure the ball first, then look upfield, then I think that it would probably be a lot better. Excuse me. Well, um, I'm a real life person in a real life situation, so there may be some interruptions as far as recording. So, as I was mentioning before, I think that we probably need to utilize the guys that we actually have a lot better. And I think that there will be a lot better results. Now, I think that we have more time to do that or look into that. So the results should be a lot better. Um, Also, um, if we if we want to be effective running the ball, of course, again, we need to utilize a new aspect of the passing game, and that's where I'm mentioning utilizing short passes, um, screens, bubble routes, crossing routes, things of that nature to try to help as far as rhythm and flow to help at least chip away at yardage. It'll still make things second and manageable, third and manageable, things of that nature. And I think that we'll be more effective running the ball because there's a new threat as far as passing. Um, Now, whether or not we're able to try to get these routes done quickly enough is an entirely different matter. I'm not sure if that may be the reason that we shy away from quick routes, things of that nature, but I'm definitely hoping that we could utilize that particular passing concept to try to help our offense. Um, Now, as far as the running aspect of it goes, I think the worst thing that actually could have happened did happen. Um, Najee Harris was successful with a toss play, and it resulted in a 36-yard touchdown. There have also been some first down runs that Najee has had prior to that, and then, of course, after that. And I think that that toss is, yeah, as someone else mentioned in another Steelers podcast, that's going to be the new jet sweep. For those that are familiar with our old offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. So there's always going to be a play that us Steeler fans love to hate, and I think that's probably going to be a the toss play, um, especially to Najee Harris. Um, so I guess we'll just have to buckle up for that one. Now, as far as as far as blocking goes, and yes, I'm going to get back to that because that's where everything starts. I'm not sure what other concepts we should actually be using for guys, especially like Trey Hendrickson, who leads the league in sacks. I'm sure that he has a high amount of tackles for loss as well. So we need to be able to try to utilize, perimeter blocking to try to neutralize that. Um, and I think running that toss play, now that I think about it, will not help. I think that if we try to still again utilize screens, bubble routes, crossing routes, that could help disrupt that. The longer that Russ has to hold the ball, the worse it gets as far as the possibility of him taking a sack. He took four, I know, in the first half alone. Didn't get to see much of the second half, but if he took maybe maybe two more sacks, then that's six sacks. That's a ridiculous number to be taken. Yes, Russ does actually on occasion hold the ball too long, um, which of course brings me back to, hey, we need to make sure that we have a system to help him get the ball out of his hand a lot faster. But you know, in consequence to that, he's able to make plays downfield. So I think that you have to pick your poison on that one. For me, I think it's a situation to where maybe, just maybe, we try to utilize deep passes on first down instead of just turning around, handing the ball off on first down and being so predictable that guys literally walk up to the line of scrimmage and just point to which hole they're going to go through. I think that if we're able to just try to utilize deep passing on first down to try to keep the defense honest either way, and then we could come back to maybe a short pass or a possible run, okay, on second down, it could make third down a lot more manageable. But again, we have to make sure that we implement things that will first and foremost alludes to. If we're able to, for instance, get a big passing play on first down, and then we turn around and we'll do a short pass or a run. Oh well, no, we don't want to do a run on first down. It's too predictable. We want to do a short pass on first down, maybe like a bubble route. Someone catches it, and in a best case scenario, we get 6 to 7 yards. Well, that's second and three. Then you can turn around, hand the ball off, and see what happens. Um, you can come back on third down and then try to convert it using either short to mid or middle or short to mid pass range routes to try to convert. I think that if we're able to utilize tight ends, um, we were able to utilize tight ends pretty good even last night. Um, I think that if we stick with that, possibly on third down, that helps us tremendously. And then I think that that would, of course, help us be a more effective offense. Now, as far as defense goes, yes, we've been getting a lot of turnovers, but we've also been surrendering a lot of yards.